I've always been a PlayStation girly. I've never owned an Xbox. I have nothing against Xbox. I just didn't like well, I guess I do have something against Xbox. I didn't like the bulkiness of the controller. And I just like PlayStation. I always just went with PlayStation. I don't know if it was around like COVID-ish or a little well after COVID-ish, but I know that it was in the air that one day there will be no more physical games. So I'm just going to say, because I've been going down the rabbit hole, and it's just, I don't know if this is where the ultimate future is going. I don't know if anybody's heard this. You will own nothing and you will be happy. And I'm thinking, well, they've been saying it and now it's here. You know, you never really, because, really with the internet and the world, you never really, you know what I mean? You never really, you hear it, but you know, when it happens, why are we're always like, well, I don't know. I'm going to speak for myself. When it actually happens, it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? What's happening? But it's just like, but you already been hearing this. So why are you acting? That's how I was telling myself. But I just can't believe it's here. And GTA 6. I'm going to keep saying it because I can't believe GTA 6 is actually here. So I'm reading all the arguments. Physical games are going for the PlayStation 3. Everything that has been purchased will still be able to be downloaded. I think it was what they're not making any more downloadable games for PlayStation 3, the PETA, stuff like that, or new games for that. But everything that's already purchased can still be downloaded. And for the future games, they're not making any more digital games after 2028 or starting 2028. It's here. It's happening. They're deleting everything off of PSN if you are inactive for 3 years. So what does that mean? I don't know. Is it they're just going to delete your PSN account, or does all your stuff get, this is what I'm reading up on today. All your games get deleted, and if it's digital. And I'm like, well, if they didn't do that, if all your stuff is still downloadable for the PETA and the PlayStation 3, why would they not let it be downloadable still if you pay for the PSN again? A lot of people were upset because they were like, well, this is my money and I pay for these things. But maybe they can make a feature where, if you already had paid for it, then you'll be able to go back and download it even if your PSN gets deleted. You would just have to pay to be reinstated. I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, like, if you're not logged in 3 years, what's wrong with deleting your PSN account? Like, obviously you're not playing it. So, I don't know. Maybe they can save. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it'll free up a lot of room or something, where they don't have to hold your account or something like that. Maybe PlayStation is trying to introduce some new features like subscribe to the 4 year subscription to protect your PSN. If you don't log in 3 years, you can subscribe to the 4 year, the 5 year, or something like that. At the end, I just keep going back to money because everything's always about money. So why wouldn't we think that, it'll be about money now? That's the first thing I thought of. I don't know anybody personally who doesn't use their PSN, weekly. So if there's somebody that's even out there that has all these things and they don't use them, how do I feel about everything going digital? I hate it. I hate it. I remember when I first had heard of it, I hated it back then. Um, I feel like you need anything physical. That's like having a gun and somebody break into wherever your establishment and you pull out a card or something for access to use your gun. I don't know. I've been seeing some things that saying like this might be the end of Sony, or this might not Sony. This might be the end of PlayStation. I don't know, maybe the beginning of the end. I don't know any. There's just a lot of people that are not willing to pay their money for something that they will never own. Now, we understand that we don't own any of this stuff. Even when you have the disc to the game, you don't own the game, right? You just own the physical copy of the game. Um, and I feel like it's just a way for PlayStation to keep all their money. So if you don't own the physical copy of something, you can't sell it, right? You can't even make the money back off of what you paid for it. Am I against it? No. I mean, also,
The last Kekkei-Genkai. The last Kekkei-Genkai.
my feelings are kind of, because, PlayStation has the right to do whatever they want to do with their own stuff. Like, okay, capitalism, right? Capitalism is a double edged sword. I think that this is the way it's going to be. I have to actually go back and see if, you know what, let's do it right now. Okay, so I just typed in PSN canceling account. So I'm going to put this policy state that inactive accounts, those with no login activity for 36 months are subject to permanent closure, which results in the irreversible loss of all digital purchases and trophies. Oh, I love getting my trophies. Not the trophies. But prior to deletion, Sony will send an email notification to the registered address and provide a 6-month grace period to sign in or request account preservation. I just don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that. They're giving you more than enough time. I feel like everybody's just being crybabies. I just think it's a crybaby. Man, if you're not playing for 3 years, if you're not signing in, if you haven't played for 3 years, why do you even care? Like, seriously, like, I don't know. Everybody's all in an uproar, and I'm just like, most of the people that are in an uproar, in my opinion, play damn near every week, probably more than a week. I think they're being more than generous. Now they're saying, "Oh, we're going to close our accounts, and all that." And if I was PlayStation or was it Sony or whatever, I'm like, "Okay, go ahead and close them. Close it. Go ahead and close it." That's what I would say. I don't care. I feel like they're just crybabies. So that's 36 months plus a 6 months grace period. Come on. No. If you want to close it, go ahead and close it. That's how I feel about the situation. Go cry in the corner. PlayStation 4 is not shutting down in 2026, but Sony and game publishers are officially phasing out support for the console. While you can still play your existing games and access online multiplayer, the system is no longer a core focus for new game releases or subscription benefits. So, okay, that's fine. I mean, and PlayStation 4 is my favorite PlayStation console. The PlayStation 4 is my favorite. Um I just don't see a problem with this. Upgrade. And I understand that, everybody can't upgrade, but how long do you expect them to make it a prime focus when we're already on a PlayStation 5? Hold on, let me do. Okay. Upgrade. I just don't see a problem with that. I don't. I feel like everybody's just being a crybaby. Well, everybody can't afford it. Listen, I can't afford to buy a private island, right? Sucks for me. It sucks. It really does suck. Do I want a private island? Yes. Who doesn't? Sony has confirmed they are working on the PlayStation 6 and are partnering with AMD to develop the hardware. While an official reveal event hasn't taken place, development is well underway. I mean, I just don't have a problem with that. It's, what do you call it? Not innovation, but innovation of course is in there, but it's like progression. What is it? Is it progression? I think it's oh, the word is not coming to my head, but it's forward movement, not movement, but like forward thinking. It's called something. A progressive. Did I say that before? Am I tripping? There are certain games and there are certain consoles that you do like playing, but the game is not always linked to the console. Some of them do trans transfer over. But how long? Because how are they going to make money? Like if they made every game for the PlayStation 5, for the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2, the Pita, why would you upgrade? Why would you buy another console? You wouldn't. And who would if you didn't have to? Personally, I like the PlayStation 4 better than I like the PlayStation 5. But there are features on the PlayStation 5s that I prefer that the PlayStation 5 does not have, the PlayStation 4 does not have on console, and I'm on PC.
Oh,
Okay?
man.
But everybody can afford. Okay. Well, I'm going to take you right back to my private island. Hey, it is what it is. I'm sorry. I don't see the problem with it. I don't have a problem with Sony is doing. I think they're doing a good thing. The only thing that I do not like that Sony is doing is taking away physical copies in 2028. But we all didn't know, but we kind of knew. And everybody didn't know, but I heard it around in
Oh,
the air, like I had said
really?
before. I knew it was coming. If you're a physical lover, try to get as much physical copies as you can, and then I'm personally going to get my favorite video games physical copies before they stop making them. I'm sad now.